G'day, you bunch of legends. We are back. It has been a hot minute since I've been in front of a camera, but we are starting off strong with the new gqpatrol build. So let's get right into it. That's right, this is my 1988 Nissan gqpatrol. That's right, I said 88, it's a bloody old girl. But that's all right, we're going to fix this thing up, make it Moreton Island ready, because we've got Moreton Island coming up in a month and a half, 2 months. But yeah, we have a lot of work to do and not much time to do it in, so we're gonna get started. Td42 Turbo, silver top, so it's factory non-turbo, but it has a turbo on it. I'll show you the engine bay now. We just pop the bonnet, open her up. As you can see in here, we have the high mount turbo setup. Got a bit of work to do in the engine bay and make it a bit more tidier, a bit more clean, but we'll get to that at some stage. This video is just going to be basically a normal service you'd do when you buy a car. So all the oils, diff oils, all the filters like air filters, fuel filters, oil filters and all of that. Make sure it's in good health and make sure it's ready for Moreton Island. And stay tuned and watch this stock ass patrol turn into something amazing, and I can't wait to see the end product, so let's get into it. Oh shit, this grass is freezing. Alrighty, so I don't know how much you can see over there, but I'm about to drain the oil out of the engine. Alright, we got a slow leak now. And that looks pretty healthy, so I'm pretty happy about that. Alrighty, I'm pretty happy with that oil. It's a little bit thick, might not have been changed for a little while, but that's alright. That's why we're doing this. Alrighty, so now I've drained the oil. I'm now working on the oil filters. They're loose, which is good. You don't want the oil filter too tight. They literally just need to be nipped up a tiny bit. So that's one. Getting a bit of oil everywhere, but that's all right. Not much you can really do about it. And that's two. Yep, made sure they're the right ones, so that's good. And you don't want to put these in dry, so I'll run a bit of oil around it and inside of it, so make it all good. I'm putting 15 W50 in this one, just because it's the oil I used on all my cars really, so Penrite as well, so I trust Penrite, so I'm going to be doing that. Now we just simply put it back where it was, screw it back in, if you can find the bloody screw, there it is. And you just want it sort of nipped up just a little bit, not too tight, just hand tight. We get the second one. Never seen engines with two oil filters before. Like, there's not, I don't think there's many out there. I know TDs have them, but I don't know. If you know other engines that have two oil filters, let me know, because that'll be interesting. Right, they're both in now. Now it's time to fill the engine with oil, basically. Alrighty, so I've got it to a point where it's sort of filled, a little bit overfilled, but it's got to it's got to go through the oil filter properly anyway. So we got the oil pressure down here. We just got to make sure we got that right and make sure the oil light turns off, and we should be good. Focus, make sure it's in neutral, and if we start, right, oil light turned off, and we got oil pressure. So we got oil pressure down there. You see that gauge moving, and then that oil light turned off. So that means we're all good. Alrighty, so now that the oil is changed and the oil filters are changed, I'm gonna go under and do the diff oils, see how they look, see the general condition of them. I do have a fuel filter, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now, just so I have a spare one. It hasn't really given me any issues. I might change it, still haven't really decided yet. And then I've still got to get an air filter for that, for the airbox, and change that. I will be changing that, and I'll be getting a spare one of them. And basically, I will do the gearbox and transfer case, but not in this video. We're going to leave that for now, but just doing a little bit of a general check of it all. So we'll do the diff oils. The swivel hubs aren't leaking, so I'm not going to worry about that. I do know that the right-hand side wheel bearing is a little bit loose, so I might have to tighten that up. Oh, so if we come under here, I'll get out of the road so you can see. But to do the diff oils, you got to take that out. It's a bit of a blockage in a way, so if you take that out and then you take the bottom one out, it allows airflow through it, and it'll drain faster. That's the general idea anyway. Oh, far out. Bit tight. Oh. I will be doing a little bit of the suspension at some point as well before Morton, because it rides pretty rough. I think these shocks are a bit, how you going? So now that they're all loose, you come under here and you take the drain plug out. That looks very, very healthy actually, and there's no metal shavings on the magnet, so I'm very, very happy about that. That looks amazing. Looks like it's actually been changed, so let that drain. All right, so now that that's all drained, come under here, we're using ADW90. Don't forget to put that back in. Just lock that off. Make sure that's all tight. And then we have this little pump here, which is gonna make putting the oil in so much easier. Now all you gotta do is put that in there, turn the pump on. And it pumps the oil through. And you just basically want to pump it until it starts coming out the top. Patrols have pretty big diffs, so this is probably going to take a little bit. As you can see, it's sort of started to run out here. So that one's full. Tighten her back up, and then basically just got to repeat the process for the rear diff. I won't show you that because you just see me do this one, but now that's done, we go to the rear. So both diff oils are now complete. They all looked really good, so I'm very happy with that. But now I'm going to be changing the slave cylinder for the clutch, because this one is buggered and it's not really engaging properly. So we're going to change this, and hopefully that fixes that problem and makes the drive better. So let's do that. Alrighty, so it turns out it was the wrong slave cylinder, so now I've got to wait for that part. So that put a little bit of a delay in that process. But I thought, instead of ending the video here on that, I thought I'd install these new spotlights I got. These are the V Ultra Series spotlights from AUXBEAM. I just want to say a big thanks to AUXBEAM for sending these out to me. They look amazing, and I can't wait to install them and test them out on the tracks. And yeah, I'm really excited. So We're going to put these on the bull bar here. We're going to do the whole installation, show you how it is, and I'm super keen, so let's get right into that. Sorry about the wind, it's a bit windy at the moment, but we just opened them up now. As you can see, they look pretty bloody awesome, and I'm really excited to see how they look on the bull bar, so let's put it on. Alright, so I just got them loosely on there for the moment. I got a shifter and 19mm socket, just like that. That's bolted down. Time to do the other one. Now with the spotlights all bolted down now, you can see that they're not going anywhere. We can peel off the plastic, because that's not needed anymore. How sick do they look? They look awesome. So it comes with this wiring harness, it's fused, it's got a relay, it's got everything you need to actually do the proper install, it's got a switch. Yeah, it looks awesome. So let's give this a go. Let's install this now. So I've gone ahead and mounted the relay in this existing hole here. Now all I've got to do is attach the positive and negative to the battery here. I'm going to do that last though, so I'm going to leave them there for now. Next step, I'm going to run the switch into the cab inside, and we can mount it anywhere. It's got this nice little sticky foam 3M tape or whatever it is on it, so we can mount it straight onto the dash and not have a single problem. Unplug this plug so we don't need to pull that big switch through the grommet. Alright, the cable is run through now. Next step will be to actually plug in the spotlights. Boom. Like that. Then that makes it easy for us to go right down behind the grill, plug them in, run them up to the same place, plug this in, and with them both plugged in, once we hook up the battery power, we should be able to turn on the switch and we will have spotlights. Alrighty, so now I've cable tied everything up. I've run all the cables how they are. Spotlights are mounted. I've got the switch in the dash. All you gotta do, come around here, take these covers off. Super simple. And then I'll show you the spotlights. First off, we'll have this nice amber look to the spotlights. Just drive around like that. They look awesome. Gives it off a little tough vibe, so that's awesome. Now I'm going to put the spotlights on. Boom. You can have both if you really want to, or you can just run the spotlights or just the amber lights. Super simple install. It took me honestly 15-20 minutes, like nothing. So everything was plug and play. You just hook it onto the battery, plug everything in, and it's super simple. So yeah, that's awesome. AUXBEAM, go get yourself some. Discount code in the description.